Okay, so the game just wrapped up. The Dolphins fall to 0-2 to begin this season with a very tough 33 to 27 point loss. 33 to 27 loss. And this game is a very, very mixed bag. But at the end of the day, it's a mixed bag that should not have existed in the first place. The defense continued to struggle early in this one to the point where they set a new NFL record, though not a good one. This game saw Miami have 13 straight defensive possessions of allowing a score, which is a new record. The previous was 11, held by the 2000 Chargers, who were not a good team. That was the year that got them with Damian Thompson and Drew Brees. This Miami team is so much of a mixed bag after 2 weeks. The defense looked very bad and very rough throughout parts of this game, but at the end of the day, they gave the offense a chance, and that's all you can ask for. The offense we'll get to in a second. Special teams. Because, there was actually going to be a positive in this one. Riley Patterson looked fine in his first actual field goal attempts with this team. And Malik Washington had a fantastic punt return touchdown and gave Miami the lead. That was also the last points Miami scored in this game, as immediately after, New England retakes the lead with their own kick return touchdown. And it's a special teams unit that leading up to this game played fine this season under new special teams coordinator. But that play alone just put so much sourness into this game, and it definitely lost Miami this game. But again, for the most part, special teams played fine. Defense looked a bit rough, but at the end of the day, it gave the offense a shot. So how did the offense respond? With the same issues late into a game that they've had since McDaniel arrived. The offense actually got clicking and was looking solid in this game. I mean, hell, they did put up 20 points, which is a lot more than they can say for last week. But at the end of the day, when the offense was needed the most, by the time they had a full minute, they had a minute to play inside the 30-yard line needing a touchdown. And what happens? A false start, everyone but the center. Then you fail to get the play off until under 10 seconds in the play clock, which forces you to take a delay of game because you can't call your final timeout there. And then the very next play, you also take a while to get the play call in, and you have to snap it with very little time left. The final play of the game was the same thing. The play calling issues with this team and just getting the play in continue to be reasons we lose games. And it is continuing to be tiring and frustrating beyond belief. It is not an issue that should be happening. It is rare you see teams where 4 years into a connection between play caller and quarterback, you have these issues at home. That's the other thing. If these issues were happening in New England, in Buffalo, in Dallas, it's fine, whatever, crowd noise, it gets to you. These are happening in Miami, in Hard Rock Stadium, when you're supposed to be at the advantage, when you're supposed to be at your best, and you're still making these same issues time and time and time again. No one thought this team was going to start the season 0-2, yet here we are. A very bad loss to Indianapolis, and an arguably worse loss to New England because this is a game you should have won and you could have won. The bottom line is, this team is going to look very different entering week 4. And I'm saying week 4 because they play Thursday night against Buffalo. This team cannot stand up against Buffalo. Buffalo just played a fantastic game against the Jets. This game's going to be in Buffalo, where Miami's going to get killed. Miami is going to get killed, and it's going to be a bloodbath, and it's going to mark the end of this era. Starting the season 0-3 after what happened last year, after what was said in the offseason, both by Stephen Ross and by Greer and McDaniel, this team starts the season 0-3, which they're most likely going to do. People are not surviving past Thursday. We're going to hear news Friday morning that people are let go. It's the end of the era. This loss solidifies that. 0-2 start to the season is unacceptable. after everything that was talked about in the offseason, after everything about changing the culture. Oh, we got guys out of the building that were cancerous and that were not showing up in time and not paying attention. Meanwhile, those guys that apparently got let go, that got let go because they were bad team players and bad for the chemistry, are winning their new team's games by being so much more ferocious than they ever showed in Miami. A new era has to arrive, and it's going to arrive Friday. Because this team that stands no chance against Buffalo, to no one's surprise, and this team's going to start the season 0-3. A reset is coming, and it has to. Even if we won this game, this team did not play like a team that could do anything. There's still that very minute chance that, oh, you can go 9-8 and sneak into the playoffs. We know. Even if this team does do that, no, this team needs a reset. This team needs to tear it down, top down, including Chris Greer, and just admit that this era did not work and enter a new era where you try again. That's all you can do, because this current era is broken. It's just straight up broken. It's unacceptable how this team has played the first 2 weeks. The amount of mental errors and the amount of just lack of toughness is insane. And it still comes down to the fact that the defense cannot perform when they can't get pressure, which they can't do. The offense continues to have mistakes pre-snaps and in the huddles, and the special teams are just there. This team did not realize the season started yet. They still think they're in the preseason, it feels. And Thursday is going to be the end of this era, and it's going to be kind of a soft note, but at the same time is one that's needed. But anyway, I'll see you all Thursday and Friday when that post game goes up and when that game happens. Thank you all for tuning into this. See you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.